but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here in the Rat Hole. I'm your host, as always, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. How y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous. I've got some nostalgia for you. And it may not be nostalgia for you. It is nostalgia for me. You may not have even heard of this game that I'm playing. Cosmic Osmo. Whoop. Can I do that backwards? There we go. Cosmic Osmo. Cosmic Osmo was a precursor to Myst. There is no point to this game. It is an exploration game where you wander around, poke at things, and fun things happen. That's it. I just realized I need a notebook. So I'm going to reach over here, grab a pen. I'll just grab a sticky note because I played around with it long enough to know that I could use it. But I do remember certain elements from my childhood. This came out in the original Mac Classic, Mac Plus, black and white Macs. This is the original Macintosh. And it's just a ton of fun. You can apparently get this game from Cyan through Steam. I don't use Steam because I don't play video games. I've played more video games on this channel in the last month than I have probably in the past year. But I wanted to do a little something in, we'll call it a pre-show for Spill the Geek Tea. Spill the Geek Tea. There's the channel there, Spill the Geek Tea / youtube.com/@ Spill the Geek Tea 1. I'll be live on that channel in about 90 minutes. Where today we don't know what the topic is. We're just gonna rant. It'll be crazy off the rails goodness as always. But let's bring up this other screen here. So this is the Internet Archive, archive.org, and they have a copy of this game. And I've got my comments and stuff down there. So you may or may not see me. I won't see them right away because I'm actually playing on my main screen. Let's restart things. So it sounds like the audio has gotten good. So let's make that bigger. I'm just going to make sure the volume is up because it by default is down. And unfortunately, because it is a bit of a weird emulator, I have to watch. It's got two cursors. It's got my laptop cursor and the cursor that it actually has. So I have to kind of be mindful of that, and it's not the most responsive. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Jim, you're old enough to remember the old Mac classics. Cosmic Osmo! Time Scales, how's it going? Thank you for joining me for our Spill the Geek Tea pre-show. Not on the Spill the Geek Tea channel, mind you, but whatever. Let me know if the sound is too loud. I have no idea. I can't hear what's going on necessarily. I can switch it. I can take a little listen. Okay, that makes sort of sense. So this is Cosmic Osmo's ship. One second. Sorry, folks. Enter. So here's the thing. In this game, you just poke things. So I'm going to poke this couch, see what happens. Mice. All the mice. Mice everywhere. Ah! What happens if I poke the painting? Hey, Jim, I'm not surprised you hadn't played it, but you might at least remember this style of computer. And as soon as I click something else, it disappears. I can click this light switch. Again, I have to watch where the hand goes, not where my actual cursor is. I can turn the lights off. And I can come over here. Let's go into the cockpit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down my phone number. You can see on the left-hand side there a notepad. I'm going to write that phone number down. Because that's actually, going to be useful, believe it or not. And poke the thingies here. I don't like that bumper sticker. Let's go with this one. Just to show everybody what it is. There's also a flower. Flare. Crab. I like my Osmo. Let's pick a cassette or a CD. Who's never sure? Jam out. We'll hit the go button. We're gonna go to number 1. Might as well start at the top, right? Here we go. It is a graphics adventure, yes. The term did not exist at the time. It's an exploration game. This is actually Cyan actually ended up going in, or the creators of this game went on to create Myst, which was a great giant world building, world exploration game with much more puzzles than this. I can click out to here. Yes, Myst. Yeah, so this is a precursor to Myst. So I'm going over here. Let's see what happens when I poke one of these a fruit jumps around. What happens if I poke this one? Now, if I poke back at my ship, it'll take me back out. But I don't want to and into the ship. I'm going to exit through and go back to the planet. I wonder if I poke the bottom of it. It doesn't change anything. Poke the flag. Oh, look. I think Mist is when the term graphics adventure was coined. Very likely. Very likely. This has less puzzles than Mist had. We're going to grab this eraser here. And we're going to erase this picture. We're going to paint our own thing. It's a little bit too tight, but whatever. No, we're gonna be cranky. All right. Downside to the emulator is it is a little bit little tricky sometimes. Like I said, you can get this through Steam, and I'm sure it is less glitchy when you do that. This is extra hard when it's glitchy like this. All right. Almost got this to say what I wanted to say. Can you tell what it's going to say? Yeah, you can. Not very well, but it is there. So again, we got a little over an hour to play around before Spill the Geek tea. Let's see what's through this door. And outside. Very interesting outside. So that little cabin is where we just came out of. Ew. Wee. Painting with giant dots. Sunday. Well, looks like it's nearly that time. I'm going to set up my laptop, make sure my mic is charged, possibly turn on my eyebrows. Oh, possibly trim my eyebrows. That's fair. No, like I said, it is about almost that time, but we've got an hour. So once I'll be there eventually. I'll get there on time. Grego. But I want to keep playing this because I can. What happens if I poke one of these spears? And I think if I poke the tree, surprisingly, nothing happens. It'll be fun to see what funny topics come up. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. A crazy day in Spill the Geek Tea. Let's go up the stairs here. Watermelon stairs. You didn't notice that before. Let's see what this is. Oh, look at that. It creates its own person. It's a fruit person.
Salad doesn't fret when it swims in vinaigrette, but personally I'm not pleased to be smothered in blue cheese.
It's like a poet. Flash the light. Let's see what's through this. Let's see what this is. I don't actually know. Ah, there's a telephone here. A banana phone. Okay, well, before I dial, I'm going to write down that phone number. 555-8344. Back in the days when you needed only 7-digit numbers. Banana phone. We're going to dial 55. Seven. 1 7 2. It's ringing.
This is the computer on Osmo's ship, and he's not here, so go back another time.
Well, that's my answering machine. Oh, the olive dances. Timescale. I remember making my first calls with an area code, but that was not uncommon as we were very close to the long distance border when you still had long distance charges. Called my uncle across the street the day after area codes were mandatory. I thought with no area code and it still worked. Felt like a hacker. Ha. Nice. Let's see if I poke a painting. This is before Putin, but it looks like Putin. It's an autograph. We'll find out what it is. Andrew. Someone named Andrew. Mary. What happens if you put in a different number? It depends as you explore, because I remember this is not really a spoiler. It'll call different phones, but you have to put in the numbers that it actually recognizes. Let's see what's in this room. Ooh, it's Japanese. I don't know what that says. Ooh. Oh, was that the Beverly Hillbillies? Is that who those were? Oh, this is. I see what this is. I see what's going on here. This is not a great game. This mini game is not great for the emulator. When you're just using a regular mouse, you can't actually shoot those fruits. There we go. Boom. Boom. Nope. Missed. All right. Well, like I said, let's not play with my luck too much here. So this is the same room. You can see the banana phone down here. This is just the other view. That looks like an elevator. Let's see what we got over here, though. A fish puzzle, a guitar, natural. Poke the. It's got a flower. Fish puzzle. Let's see what the fish puzzle does. Take out the fish puzzle, open it up. There we go. And then this fishy here. That view of Mount Fuji is from the direction of Fujisida-ku. I apologize if I mispronounced that, because I'm reading comments from fairly far away. The Japanese writing says Kibu, which translates to hope. Excellent. Look, I got a fit. Oh, what the heck? Well, that's not good. That's not part of the game. That's the emulator crashing. What the heck? Oh, here we go. To Andrew and Mary, whose family grew to a great size. I'm wondering, I think that's probably parents or grandparents of somebody involved in the game. The fish is a koi. Yes, it is. I didn't even notice that, but yes, it is. All right, we're going to skip through some of this and go straight into the cockpit. What we will do is we're going to dial that banana phone while we're here. No. 5, 5, 5, 8, 3, 4, 4. So, Jim, this is what happens. It rings.
Allô? I could live for days on a jar of mayonnaise. Au revoir.
The fruit person answered. Oh, here. Let's listen to another CD while I do that before I take off. Let's do the drum track. Sounds like something out of like the original Star Trek or Planet of the Apes. All right, let's go. We're going to go back to where we were. Because, darn it, I wasn't finished exploring there. Ooh. Let's go out the window. And I didn't click this before. I'll click the other one. Oh, hey. You know what? All right. We'll go in here. This is an elevator. There was an elevator. Splat. Splat. Planet of the Apes. Yeah, it definitely sounded like Planet of the Apes, Jim. Goldsmith did a lot of drum stuff. All right, let's close the door. Push down. And I think, yeah, I was right. It did take me into to here. Did I go into this? Was yeah, that's the koi room. Oh, what was down here? No idea. All right. Let's go up another level. Vegetable moon. This is where we are, clearly. Holy mackerel. The nose of Osmo. That's a sun. Planet. Yeah, I'm not going to try and read that. This is the Osmo system, huh? Ha ha ha. Nothing happens if I type that. Nothing happens there. Oh. The Aeroether Quattro Particulate Detecto Rings. Retractable rubber roller. Non-retractable hydraulic rear rubber roller. Blazing fast sweep tail stabilizer. Triple loop polar Yagi Recepto Wode. Styrolumolatic mega glass in the cockpit. This is funny. Qtron Giga Swab Pro Blaster. The humor in this is reminiscent to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah, it is time scale, and that's one of the. I've always loved this game, so I'm glad I found it. Didn't Infocom eventually make graphics adventures like this for text adventures Zork and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or did I just imagine they had? There were definitely other text with graphic games. Wizardry is one that I remember, but you still had to. They just had this style of graphics with the text adventures. I think there was some very simple graphics, like closer to this exact image of the ship than anything else for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I have played a little bit of on this thing. I've got a book, 50 years of text games, and that Kickstarter was access to a database linking to online versions of most of these text-based games that are in the book. Atkinson Action Flapper. Bulbous Twin 2B Master Thrusters. Door. Everything else is big, long thing. Is it? Door. Retractopod Gear Bay Door. Nice. Let's see what the moon is here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it took me back out. Well, that's interesting. That's something you have to be careful of. This will take you to the weirdest places through the weirdest ways. I wasn't finished yet.
Holy mackerel! Take a look at this!
Click. Oh, it just disappears. But we can take a look. Space. That's the planet with the really funky name. If I go back to this first one. It's holy mackerel. I know what happens when I do this. I click the holy mackerel, and now I'm at the holy mackerel. So we've jumped. We've warped. Let's click a few other things here. See if anything clicks weirdly. Poke the eye. Go to the mouth. And look. Even though it crashed, it managed to keep the my painting. How's that? Yo. Poke the fireplace. And I wanted to point out that you can see the tape in the cassette going as it goes. Rewind. Be kind, please rewind. I have to keep it held down. Okay. That's funny as hell. Let's see what happens when I record. Stop. Now let's rewind. Let's see if it actually recorded. I don't remember if it does record or not. I was pretty sure it did. It did. Interesting. I think it stopped recording before it showed stopping recording. That's okay. Let's stand over here. Let's click this light. Flashes the light. Let's poke Osmo Senior here. He poking his nose.
You are the busiest alien to ever romp around our humble solar system.
Huh. Good to know. Let's see if we can get in on this table here. Morse code. Again, this is going to be a little harder with this thing. Hey, Dave, you're a one-man band. Yeah, apparently. I said hi. SOS. And this is ostensibly a kid's game, and they've got a guy smoking here. Like, you wouldn't get away with that these days. Interesting. Doesn't seem to be much else here other than that. So let's go back here. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to 2. Which might just take us right back to here. Who knows? Ooh. I do want to point out there was only 3 planets showing in that solar system, and 4 destinations to go and to go. Where do we want to go? Let's go to the thing. Sort of like rappers with East Coast, West Coast shoutouts. Ha! I did see the Twilight Zone tunnel. Nice. Let's see. Ooh, a ball. Let's kick the ball. Does the ball do anything? I can pick the ball up. Can't throw the ball, though. Oh, a bunch of other balls come through it. Through. Ooh, more flowers. Can I close the gate? No. Let's poke the tree. Total Douglas Adams vibes here. Yeah, it really is. All right, let's go in here. What the? He's upside down.
Hello, alien. Welcome to planet, whatever. My name is Osmo.
Oh, there we go.
If you'd like, I could take you to my leader.
Ooh. So clearly the leader's there, but let's just poke a few other things before we do the boss. There's one. Only one blind mice? One blind mice. Interesting. Only one blind mice. All right, let's go back to this door here. Click the clock again. Nothing. I'm not even clicking these things, by the way. I'm just pointing at them, and they're doing the winky winks. Everything does something when you in here. Let's go up these stairs. Fridge or leader? Where do we want to go? We got lots of time. Let's go to the fridge. Hey, there's a banana. Hey, there's another banana. That's a window. Am I climbing in a window? I'm climbing in the window. Totally breaking and entering here. Ah, pig cow. Oh, I see a telephone over here. Five, 2, 2, 3, 8. Fridge. We've called all the numbers that I've called, so I'm not going to bother calling that. Let's see what's in here.
You've traveled through spaces, you've been many places. Now please don't disgrace us, come play with our faces.
Hee hee hee. Mr. Potato Heads. Of course, you can't call it Mr. Potato Head, but it's clear that, and you can't tell they're potatoes necessarily by themselves, but you can see the bag of potatoes behind there. The numbers on the phone like that used to be the phone itself that you were calling from. Yeah, it's true. It was often that. We had one like that at work, but the phone number was for the local police. Well, I don't think we get the local police here, so let's see what's in this closet. Huh. Curtains. Bottle of ketchup.
Ketchup.
Well, that was a thing that happened. Poke a bug. Oh no, the original Potato Head. Eventually, they found out he was broken down. These are just magnets, not actually bugs. Let's look at it. We'll start at the bottom. Poncho's pepper suppliers. Exit.
Wow, I'm one chili.
Hee 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 hee. Spoon. Harmonica. Huh. Nice. That's a can of sardines. Beans. Beans, beans, a musical fruit. Toothpaste? Don't eat the toothpaste. That's gross. Fork. More beans.
Chihuahua, I want chili.
Let's take a look at the milk. It just moves. Eggies.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Oh.
One of these days, I'm gonna go on a diet.
Maybe. Oh, there was something else there. Oh, that's okay. I don't even have to push it. It just flips through. Cyan also made Spelunk in 1991. Yes, I think there's a way to get to this. I think there's actually a link to play Spelunk, and Manhole, I think, was their other big one around this time. Huh. I haven't checked this side out. There's a mouse hole there. I'm not going to check that out just yet. You can do dishes. How exciting. With martini glasses. Not technically martini glasses, but whatever. Carburetor. Osmo, do the dishes. I wonder. Gotta go, Dave. Catch you on the flip side. See you, Jim. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, if you are bored and interested, I'll be on Spill the Geek Tea in about a half an hour. You can find that Spill the Geek on YouTube. Spill the Geek T1. And check it out. He said I'll be there. We're gonna have a fun time. Just kind of chilling and yapping. I'm sure this game will come up. Can I put the dishes away? No. What happens when I poke these dishes? Oh! Hoppa! Oh, that's a warp. I want to go to the boss. I don't want to take that warp. I think I know where that warp goes. I'll take a look at the mouse hole, though. I think that warp hole takes us back to the fruit house on the moon. Ah, that's the computer we had. Five, 1, 8, 2, 8. Mouse. Let's try the fridge phone here.
Hello, Osmo residents, Cosmic speaking. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Wrong number.
Hello? Oh, look at that. You can take the T out. All right, let's see where the ladder takes us here. No! The ladder's going away! Ah! Okay, the ladder's back. There's an arrow down here. I've never noticed that before.
What did you expect from a blind mouse playing a piano made of Swiss cheese?
Good point. Very good point. I don't know where this goes, but I don't want to go there.
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak. Down we go. That's a unique view. Leader. Let's click the leader button.
Yo!
Yo.
Just go ahead in. Senor Osmo is standing around in there.
But I want to see what else I can punch before I do that. Always seem to be mice under the things. Can I click the typewriter? I can. Woohoo! All right, let's just go in. Poke the belly. Yeah, I don't want to take that yet. Core of the planet. Do not touch. Touch. Okay, that right there, that's funny as hell. That's amazing. That is possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen in a game like this. I've never seen the actual cursor get changed like that. That's hilarious. All right, let's go over to the dartboard here. Can you go to the dartboard? Does the dartboard do anything? Dartboard might not do anything. Poke the trees. Nothing. Let's go up the ladder. Oh, you can't paint, but it'll paint by itself. He. Good puppy.
tweet, 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 tweet,
Tickle the baby. Good puppy. I don't know why I suddenly have a why is there suddenly a match? I don't understand. Something froze up here. Man, it's frozen. Well, phooey. I guess I'm just gonna have to do this again another day because it's frozen. That's okay. Because Spill the Geek Tea starts in 20 minutes. So you can pop over to that channel right now. youtube.com/@SpillTheGeekT1 and join us for some completely off the topic. And we'll probably talk about this, I'm sure. His time scales will also be on that show. So cool for that. I'm sad that it froze up on me. It's good timing for that, but other places you can find that I got to promote because it's mine. Happiness Patrol aired a week ago. First Thursday of every month. youtube.com/@happinesspatrol, where me and my friends get together and talk about things that make me happy. And we are happy about Star Wars this first season. So it's going to be named after a Doctor Who show, talking about Star Wars and just having fun. So you can join us once a month for that. Of course, Tuesdays, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, youtube.com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And my newest project, youtube.com/@Horses on Film. This is going to be a look at the IndieWire's top 100 Westerns list with my cousin Cameron and Scott, who are both also on Happiness Patrol. We don't have an exact date. We think we have a date, and it's going to be in about a month. If things go as planned, we're looking at doing stuff in about a month here. But for now, like I said, hop over to youtube.com/SpillTheGeekT1 and check that out. I'm going to end this because, well, Cosmic Osmo seems to have frozen. I'll click around a little bit. See, I'm gonna see if in order to reload it just goes right back to the beginning. So that's the end of that. Thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you again whenever we get around to it. I'll probably play more Cosmic Osmo because this has been fun. Just it's a good time waster. You just wander around and click things, and it's entertaining and it's weird, and I like all of those things, entertaining and weird. I've got phone numbers to call. I've got buttons to push. So we're gonna do that. But until then, thank you again for joining me, and good gaming and goodbye.
Back in the rat race.